CVA's Accura Series, Bagara barrels for guaranteed accuracy, nitride for guaranteed rust proofing, and a rifle guaranteed to be the best muzzleloader you've ever shot. CVA, it's just a better gun.
One of my favorite things about turkey hunting is the pursuit. There's just something about trying to outsmart that Tom, trying to figure out where he's going to be, when he's going to be there, or just simply trying to talk him into coming and seeing you. When we have that successful hunt, there's something about the fulfillment of that draws us back to do it all over again. But you know, in life, if we constantly just pursue fulfillment, we're going to miss out on the main things. Maybe when we were in school, we couldn't wait to start a job or go to college thinking that we would find it. Then we couldn't wait to start a family thinking that we can find it. Now we may spend our time in our hobbies thinking that we can find it. And then before long, we have lived a life of pursuit. Jesus tells us in John 10:10 that he came to give us life, and that life to be abundant. God wants us to live each day, this moment, to its fullest. We're not supposed to pursue fulfillment for tomorrow. We're supposed to live in God's fulfillment today. So my challenge for you is this. Look around. See how blessed you are. Live this day to its fullest. Hey, thanks for watching this week. If you're ever in need of a speaker at your wild game supper, your men's retreat, a church, or any other event, reach out to me. I'd love to be part of it. And always remember, keep shooting straight.
All right, guys, it's time to go over and do this week's Pictures of the Week. This week's Picture of the Week being brought to you by our friends over at Flowers Garden Center and Deer Processing. They're at 4550 Eatons Creek Road in Nashville, Tennessee. Y'all stop by there and let them take care of all your gardening and flower needs and get everything taken care of at home. Maybe you can spend a little more time out there crappie fishing or turkey hunting, one or the other, get it all knocked out. And be sure to tell the Flowers family thank you for everything they do for us here at the show. All right, nice fish here, guys. This is Annie Lassiter, and Annie is one of the anglers that we have followed for several years now with the Bass Nation, and she caught this fish on Tim's Ford Lake a couple weeks ago. So that's a nice one. Beautiful fish. Congratulations on that one, Annie. All right, and here's our East Tennessee buddy here. This is Nathan Ball with a nice East Tennessee gobbler he got. And Nathan, Dayton swears up and down you found him in a ditch.
Yeah, that's one of them Himalayan turkeys.
But nonetheless, congratulations, buddy. That's a great bird. That's his second one of the year, so looking forward to him probably tagging out again like he normally does. And then here on the end, another nice fish. This is a nice smallmouth that Chris Snow caught up on Center Hill Lake a couple weeks ago. He has been testing out, as a matter of fact, some new baits that he's making, and we're looking forward to checking those out. He is a fine man. So, Chris, we appreciate you sharing that with us. Congratulations on another great fish. Y'all can send your pictures to us here at 474 James Robertson Parkway, Nashville, Tennessee, or get them to me on Facebook or the email there on the screen. We'll share them here on the show just as soon as we can. All right, guys, welcome back to the studio. Again, tonight we are talking turkey hunting, and we were on a hunt a while ago. And cut you guys off. We're going to be going to the rest of that in the third segment. And what we want to talk about right now is what we were seeing that day, what was going on, how we've made some adjustments this season. These guys have been very successful, and just kind of some of the things that's worked for us so far and what's going on right now. So these birds, they were real locked up, Bob, and they had hens with them. They were happy. We'd get them to the edge of the field, and they were looking for the hen, and then they would turn back up the hill, and here we go. And so finally we made a move, went around the field, get in the woods with them. We call them up a couple more times, and those hens would just pull them away. But that's something we deal with a lot this time of year, isn't it?
Yes, sure is. We was on the juvenile hunt trying to get on a bird, and he was henned up, and we watched him actually breed a hen. And I told them two girls, I said, I can't compete with that. Let's go. We're going to have to make a move or do something different.
You can, and sometimes that time of year, and Livvy, this year on the juvenile hunt in particular, you guys you knew where the turkeys were going. And you just had to be there where they were going to be, and it worked out, you know, and I guess that was the first one you got this year. And then I know another bird that you've gotten this year. You had to do a little crawling, a little bit of shimming and moving around.
Mohican sneak is what we call it.
You know, the same type deal, because these birds this time of year, they've usually got a bunch of hens with them, and in nature, and we cover this every year, and I'm going to cover it again this year. But naturally, what's going on, guys? A lot of times when you know there's birds there and you're calling them, they're coming in, they're locking up at 80 yards or 100 yards or whatever it is. Once that bird gets to a clearing where he can see where you're calling from, and let me promise you, y'all will agree with me, he knows exactly where you're calling from. I mean, the rock that you are sitting on calling, he knows where you are, I promise. So once he gets to that, where he can see that area and he doesn't see a hen, he will keep coming and looking for it in a lot of cases. And in that case, for me, I usually get a little closer. But if you have a decoy, and I'm not saying they don't work, they do. They've had success with them this year. But if you have one out, it's better not to have it out where that bird can see it at 300 or 400 yards, because in nature, he's going out there to strut, and that hen's going to see him, and he's saying, hey, come over here. So she's calling, saying, where are you, virtually, and he's gobbling and strutting, saying, I'm over here, come on. And so when he sees that decoy at 200 or 300 yards and it's not coming to him, that other hen by then, she's trying to pull him away from you, from the other hen, and they walk off, and that's it. So we have to adjust. Sometimes, like you say, you might have to crawl, you might have to cut them off, you might have to set up on them, and that's some people call deer hunting them. But that, you know, it's what it works. It works. Now, we know we love the hunts, and you know, Livvy, I'm sure you've had plenty of these where, you know, they come in gobbling and hollering and strutting, and it's just perfect. But the people that you see, like you two, that consistently put birds in the truck, it's not because that happened every time. Because if you just waited every time for that television hunt, and it flies down and it runs in gobbling, and you shoot a bird and you're up there eating breakfast at 8 o'clock, if you're waiting on that, there ain't gonna be many birds in the truck. It just didn't. Let me ask y'all your take on this. This time of year, and I mentioned this a little bit last year, if I could only choose one part of the day to hunt, for me, one block out of the day for me, it'd be from about 10 in the morning to about 3 in the afternoon. Because of the situation with the hens, usually by that time they've kind of broken up a little bit, and you got a little better chance, in my opinion, of getting them. I mean, would you agree with that?
I would agree. You catch a lone gobbler and get him to gobble back at you, 95% of the time, he's killable.
That's right, especially if you get in that bubble. You know, like the title of tonight's show that we started a while ago is getting inside that gobbler's bubble. If we can get in that 100-yard, even if you can get even into that 75-yard bubble of that bird, what you're really typically doing is you're getting close enough to get that hen fired up and make that hen want to come over and investigate you, either fuss at you, flog you, run you off. That's what she's coming to do. But guess where that gobbler's going? Right behind her.
Yep.
So that's a lot of time is the key this time of year, and I know it's something that you guys have used a lot too, but just getting inside that bubble before you ever really try to call him again.
And you know, a lot of birds are getting call shy already. You know, they're getting hollered at all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They go over here, over there. You know, so they're getting a little call shy.
Yeah, you have to listen to what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, I got a little aggressive towards the end of that video. The hens that were walking off with that gobbler were aggressively yelping, yep, 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 yep. So I just imitated them, you know, and I got more aggressive than I normally would, and it paid off. It got them fired back up. We repositioned, and a lot of times repositioning is going to give you a lot better opportunity too. Once they've broken off of where you've called them into once, let them get down there and get out of sight or get away from you, reposition, and try to call them up again. So what we're going to do now, as we get ready to go into the next segment, we'll finish this hunt, and then segment 4, we're going to be talking about what's coming up over the next few weeks, because there are going to be a lot of changes, and that's where I really want to pick Bob's brain in particular and just ask you guys kind of what we're going to be expecting over the next few weeks. Right now, let's go over and do this week's product of the week. This week's product of the week is being brought to you by our friends at Caney Fork Outdoors. Y'all can find them at cfoutdoors.com, or you can get off the I-40 at the Center Hill Dam exit. Go to the bottom of the hill and make a right, and you'll see them there at the Big Rock Market. They can take care of all your kayaking needs and get you out on the beautiful Caney Fork River. All right, guys. Now, Terry Peoples, I know you at home watching right now, and he's probably just spit out his Cheetos or whatever he's eating, because I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is something that we use from early spring all the way to right now.
All the time.
And in my opinion, and I promise you, in my good friend Terry's opinion, you will greatly increase the amount of bites on any color jig that you are throwing if you will simply put one of these little crappie nibbles on your hook. It doesn't matter if I'm throwing anything from monkey milk, chartreuse, even if it's chartreuse, I'm still going to go with the chartreuse speed usually, or natural color, anything, you will draw more bites with these.
And they have trout also.
They do have trout size. They're a little bit smaller than these here, but very simple, pop it on the hook. Now y'all can go to berkeleyfishing.com, but a lot of you are familiar with these. You've seen them in your local outdoor stores, but pick some of these up and I promise you'll increase the amount of bite that you're going to get on your jigs, and they work with a minnow too. So we're going to get ready to take a quick break. We'll be right back here in just a minute with some more Southern Woods and Waters.